hair friends, Staci here, and I'm going to be doing a short video on how to trim your own bangs because I know that some of you are getting desperate. The salons now have been closed for 5 weeks, and so it's probably time for a bang trim, and some of you are scared to do it, I know, and then others of you are like, oh yeah, I trimmed my bangs last week. But this is hopefully going to help you and give you some pro tips on how to do it. And I am just going to get started. Normally I would be leaned over into the mirror and all the cut hair would fall into the sink, and then at the end I would just sweep the sink out with my hand and put it in the trash because I'm no plumber. I'm a hairstylist, but I know it's not good to put hair down your sink. So this time, because of the placement of the video, I'm not going to be doing it above the sink. I'm going to be using the video as my mirror, and I'm just going to sweep it up off the floor whenever I'm done. But just know that the hair does not come out in your fingers like a lot of people think. It comes out in the floor or whatever is below you. My hair is a little bit frizzy, curly, wavy, whatever you want to call it. So for my bangs, as you can see, they're a little bit wild right now. What I have to do before I trim them is flat iron them. I'm going to do that real quick. Just loosely. I'm going to do a little bit of a turn on the flat iron because I don't want them to be stick straight. As you can see, they are long, so this bang trim is right on schedule. Alright, now that we have them straight, I just want to give you a couple of do's and don'ts. Do cut your bangs with them being dry. Do not do them wet. When they're wet, they shrink up more once they are dry. So for something like bangs that are short to begin with, you want to do it dry and not wet. Use a comb. The finer the teeth, the better. Do not cut your bangs with this. You might as well not have a comb at all if you're going to cut your bangs with something with teeth like this. If you do have some small scissors, that's what I'm going to be using today, rather than the big like kitchen scissors, then use these instead. And I'm going to show you a quick way to sharpen them. Get you some aluminum foil. This is just at-home remedy stuff because obviously if you had all the resources that you needed, then you wouldn't need these little tips. So take you some aluminum foil, fold it up into quite a few pieces, and then take the scissors that you're going to use and just cut through it. And that's just a quick way to get your scissors a little bit sharper than what they were to begin with. Okay, now that we have all the stuff that we're going to need, here starts the bang trim tutorial. Alright, so the way that I do my bangs is I kind of have it straight across right here, and then as it comes down the side, it angles and acts kind of like a curtain around my face for some face framing layers. You're going to comb everything out that is your bangs, and you're going to put everything else up and out of your way so that way you don't cut anything completely wrong. Now, you would want to make this part right here somewhat straight. If you bring down pieces that a couple of hairs that are longer than your bangs, it's okay, just cut that and make it part of your bangs. If you have too much put up, then your intention with that would be that you're wanting to grow this part and not have it as a bang anymore. So bring down everything that you want as your bang, and that would pretty much be how it is right now, unless you were wanting to make it a little thinner or a little thicker. I'm going to take off my glasses. Okay, first we're going to comb everything downward. Forget about this piece, I'm growing that part out. So this is your bang part, and you're going to take the middle of it. You're going to take your scissors in your dominant hand, which I just so happened to have polished my nails different on each hand. So my dominant hand is the right hand. You're going to take your not dominant hand, the hot pink nails, and as you're combing down, you're going to grab it right above the comb and follow your comb down, and only have about an inch at maximum below your fingers. So whenever you go in, do not go in straight across like this. What you're going to do is cut up like this. If you go straight across like this, then you create a very blunt line and it's not very attractive. All I'm going to want to do is cut about ½ an inch. Also, if you go straight across like this, you risk, oh, well, I did one cut, and now what if they're too short? So that's why you do multiple cuts. That way you can adjust if it so happens that it is too short. So as I said, I'm using the phone as my mirror. But at this point in time, right now I'm looking at it in my mirror. And at this point in time, I'm going to shift focus and look at it right in front of my face. It might be a little cross-eyed looking. And then we're going to cut up towards our finger. Make sure not to cut your finger, just like that. Okay? This way too, if you get one a little too far up, then you can make up for it with the one right beside of it. Multiple cuts is better. Okay. You always want to err on the side of having them longer rather than shorter, because you can always cut it again and do it a tiny bit shorter and do it a tiny bit shorter, but if you start out on the longer side, then you're good. But I think that that is a good length for the center. Now we're going to take the side and comb it down and do the same thing. So on this side, which is my right side, I'm going to tilt my fingers like that. And now I'm going to refocus on the hair that's in front of me instead of the mirror, and I'm going to go up at an angle like that. Again, multiple cuts. So before I go to the next side over there on the left, I still think that it's kind of a little too long for me right there, which is kind of in between the center piece that we cut first and this second piece that we cut. So I'm going to take it right in the middle there between those two spots that we had. Yep, and you can see right there. So I'm just going to refocus, take off that point, and then take off a little length right through here because I think it was still a little too long for me. Okay, now for this side. I like long bangs. I don't like them barely above the eyebrow is okay. Mine are right below the eyebrow, as you can see right now. Over here where I haven't cut anything yet, it's in my eye. But right at the eyebrow pretty much. If you go above, barely above the eyebrow, it'll be right in there. Anything shorter than that, too short. So that's why you start out long. Okay, same thing on this side. You're going to follow it down. And once you have your piece that you're going to be cutting on, you tilt your finger like that and bring it forward. You can see right there where I stopped cutting. And then we're going to do the same thing. You can go in like this, or you can go in like this, whichever is more comfortable. Okay, now we're going to comb them completely straight down to see which areas are off. Okay, so you see how I had cut that on that little section in between the middle section and this side? I need to do the same thing right there. You see how it's still a little bit long right in there? I'm going to do the same thing. So I'm going to kind of take the piece that's in between the center piece, the first one that we cut, and the outside piece. And I'm just going to take off those points and shorten it up a little bit just in that area. So, as you noticed, I like to fluff them a lot. Sorry, getting all that hair off my face. Okay. after I fluff them a lot, let me put my glasses back on so I can see them, because I can't see anything. All right, that's enough of a trim for me today. I would say total off of the bangs trim that I just did is about a ½ inch. A ½ inch would be a month of growth for most people, and so that's not too bad. If you wanted to go a little shorter than what mine are, because mine are below the eyebrow and you might want them on the eyebrow, then you could last a lot longer between trimmings. This is for the COVID-19 people that are freaking out about cutting their own bangs because they have seen some crazy videos online, people trying to cut their bangs and having it be a disaster. So just take my tips into account. Don't cut them wet. Make sure that they're dry. Make sure they're styled how you want to style them. Even for really long bangs like I just did, you can wear them straight down like I have them right now, or you can wear them like that. Either way. So that's part of the reason too that I like to have mine long, is so that you can wear them either way. Anyway, I think that that's about all that I can help you guys with. I don't want to give away too many of my secrets, because then I'd be out of a job now, wouldn't I? Even more so than I'm out of a job right now. I would be even more out of a career, I guess we should say. So thank you for watching. I hope that this helps some of you, and I look forward to seeing you back in the chair at the salon soon. Staci, out.